Okay, so tonight we are going to riff on the idea of the path of least resistance, which is a very multi-layered, complex conversation in the law of attraction or law of assumption, because nevertheless, it's involved in all of it. And so realizing truly what the path of least resistance is one thing. And I'll touch on that. And then what it actually means for you individually is another. Likewise, the solving of it, the healing of it. And in this stage, like the strategy for employing the path of least resistance, I would say is having the present day, almost alert awareness of your beliefs that are not serving you, so you can be consciously always undoing them or not doing your pattern of beliefs if they create you more resistance, right? So that resistance can take multiple forms. That's individual. So this path of least resistance is as relevant in the realm of relationships as it is in money, as it is in business, as it is in personal development, probably even healing and grief. So there are beliefs that are lodged down within us, many of which we are not aware. Hence the importance of becoming like vigilantly aware, so we can actually execute the strategy of path of least resistance, right? Because we have to be conscious of what we might in fact be resisting. And therein lies this greater conversation around the beliefs that we have to consciously be aware of and the ones that we have to be consciously undoing. How are we making our lives through our beliefs harder, more difficult, more complicated? How are we not? What is holding us back from being in that space of ease and enjoyment of our lives? Not to say that there's no efforting or actual physical actions being taken. Like, it's not just, I don't think it's just, we're not thinking about it, right? What is efforting? That's a whole nother thing. Let's put that in a box. But truly, this resistance piece is hinged on our self-awareness, our knowledge and acceptance of any of these misaligned beliefs, and then our conscious efforts to work on them and undo them if necessary, so that we can be in allowing and not be in resistance. Because the path of least resistance, is as much as a mindset as it is a state of beingness. And that's the deepness of it. And so go where it feels good and delightful, which to me, when I sat and thought about it, is like, that is indeed what it would be to actually feel life is fun, good and enjoyable, or good and delightful. And those components together make fun for the most part. And so if we could follow that feeling of fun, of lightness, of joy, of good and delightful, despite perhaps any programming contrary to that, then things become easy. And that's when we start to touch on the path of least resistance. That's where we start walking it, we start living in it, and we start allowing ourselves this different space of beingness. And so those are just some beginning thoughts and some deeper thoughts on the path of least resistance.